Hello everyone. So I'm gonna take you guys with me to the park today. Just in my spirit to get out, enjoy some nature. Hopefully I can feed the ducks, maybe some geese. I like to show them love when I can because not everyone is as kind to them, but let's just hang out. And today I'm actually wearing something a little different. I'm wearing gingham. I've had this for such a long time. Ooh, just a little bit here. But I never wear it and it just smells so clean. It's so clean. Not sponsored. Warm vanilla sugar is still my favorite, but I wanted to try something different. It's not a review, but I just want to share it. It just smells like just got out the shower. I smell like flowers. I smell a little sweet. There's a little bit of musk. It just smells really good. For dessert, they have like these berries on sale at Vaughn's. You guys don't want to hear about all this, do you? Oh, they're so good, look. And yes, I'm wearing a wig, darling. Something different. And also, when it comes close to hair washing day, I still want to look cute, you know? So I just threw on this wig with bangs. How do you like it? Well, here's my strawberries and blueberries, darling. Mmm. Delicious, delish. Also, I got a new hat from Didi's Discounts. $6.99, and it's gonna look so cute. I might bring it because the wind is picking up a little bit. Oh, this looks really cute. And by the way, this is a skirt. It's not a dress. I wore a white one the other day and got so many compliments, and they're like, I like your dress. I told people when I had the white one on, like, thank you, it's a skirt. So I just pulled it on up, threw a belt on, and called it a day. So let's eat, and then let's go. I can't wait. Did I wink? I'm at the park. Let me see if those birds here will want to eat some peas. It's bad to give the birds bread. Don't do that. That constipates them and it causes mold in their ponds. So I did some research and peas it is. Have to respect their space because the geese, they're watchers here. They're like guardians and they're not attacking because they see that I'm peaceful. But they still have an eye on me, look. God's beautiful creation. Okay, so I had an unexpected conversation with a nice lady and her son about life, about God. God is the one who's placed it on my spirit to just get out and come to the park, and I had a nice conversation. Much needed conversation for all three of us. Ooh, bugs. My mic is messed up. I wanted to talk really quick about how sometimes people say that you're a product of your environment, but no. I like to say that you're only a product of your environment if you choose to be, and I just wanted to talk about that. So let's talk. So I say this with a loving, understanding heart, but I believe that somebody needs to hear this. So I grew up in an environment and in a community, and this is not a racially niche channel, but I have to be honest. It was mostly African American women, but not limited to African American women, who were very mean-spirited at times, very bitter, angry, competitive, jealous, envious. And not just of me. I don't think everyone's jealous of me or envious of me, but they were just like that, and I can see when they were jealous or envious of other people as well. And the going from 0 to 100, the anger, the yelling, the emotional unavailability, not being able to have mature conversations, the narcissism, if we're being honest. Even as a child, even when I didn't totally understand what was going on, what I did understand is that it was unattractive. I remember thinking that it's very unattractive for a woman to be that way. I remember not fitting in, but I also remember not trying to and being okay with that. But I do remember the ostracizing and the "you're not like us" kind of mentality from the girls in the neighborhood, them wanting to jump me, them being mean to me. And I just wanted to be different. You know, I wanted to be different. And I'm not perfect, nobody is. But even in moments where I felt justified in my hurt and in my anger, because we all have a point where we get really hurt and really angry and, you know, our buttons are pushed. But even in moments where I felt justified because somebody really, really hurt me, I still didn't feel comfortable being angry in that way. I didn't like the fact that my peace was now taken, and that I allowed somebody to take me out of my element of who I truly am as a person and as a woman. So I chose to not be this way. And I'm talking about this also because somebody in the comment section, really, really sweet, they said that I'm so graceful. I was not raised around that type of an environment. It was a choice. And anytime I even found myself starting to, and I don't think I'm better, but anytime I found myself even starting to look like what I found so unattractive, I checked myself. God checked me, and I chose to be the difference that I can say that my family tree needs. I chose to be the difference, and I chose to go to God. I chose to go to therapy just to understand my narcissistic family system, to heal from the narcissistic abuse. I chose to heal, and I chose to understand what a narcissistic family system is and what narcissistic abuse means, instead of running from it, instead of closing my ears to it. You need to understand the trauma and the pain that you're dealing with so that you know how to heal. And for me, I can also say I know who and what to protect my future children from, because life is not all about me. And I just want to encourage somebody out there, if you grew up in a family or an environment that was toxic and you're afraid that you might be the same, you don't have to be the same. In fact, if you did not fit in, and if you were ostracized, if you were treated differently, that lets you know that you're not like them, you know, and you are the difference that your family tree needs. You are the difference that your community needs, your school needs, whatever environment it is. You're the difference, and you are the cycle breaker. I can say humbly and all glory to God that I am the cycle breaker, one of the cycle breakers in my own family tree. I'm glad that I didn't fit in, because that means that something was breaking in that cycle, something was changing. And if everyone fits in to the toxicity, that means that where's the hope for the change? I chose to separate myself from the toxicity. I chose to walk in my calling and my purposes in life. I chose to heal. Healing, seeking to heal is a choice, you guys. I chose to forgive everyone and love them from a distance, and I chose to flourish in life. And sometimes, I say this often and I'm going to say it again, you have to move in silence, because not everyone is rooting for you. But you can be the difference, and you don't have to be like the environment you grew up around. Let them talk, let them call you a goody two-shoes, let them say he or she thinks they're better than us. Let them make fun of you. You know, they might belittle you, they might laugh at you, they might try to make you feel that what you're doing is a joke. They might try to make you feel like you're not capable, or that you can't get further in life than they did. I would say prove them wrong, but prove yourself right, because it's not about them. Prove yourself right. You can do it. You can be the difference that your family tree needs, your community needs. You can be the difference that your children or your future children or your spouse or your future spouse needs. Be the difference that you need, okay? So important. Be the difference that you need. And don't hold grudges, you know, let it all go. Be free. Look, it's like these birds. Look how free they are. Let's go to the other side. Here they are. Beautiful. Be free. Don't be so discouraged just because of the family you grew up in or the community you grew up in. Don't worry about what they're going to say about you. Trust me, there's people who don't like me and I'm still kind to them. There's people who assume I'm gonna be a goody two-shoes or that I think I'm better. And you don't know how many times I've heard people say, I thought you were gonna be conceited, but you're really nice. Just be who you were called to be, and don't worry about what people have to say. Beautiful birds. So how can you do this? If you grew up in a toxic family, check yourself. See if you have any toxic traits and work towards healing. Work towards being non-toxic. Hold yourself accountable for anything that you need to hold yourself accountable for. Address the toxicity. Don't run from it. Put your pride aside, put your shame aside, and address it. Face it right on, okay? And don't ignore it. Don't be afraid to stand out, and don't be afraid to be alone. A lot of the times when you are the difference in your family or in your community, when you don't fit into their mold of what they think you should be, you might spend a lot of time alone, but as I like to say, I'd rather have no friends or have one good friend than to have a bunch of toxic ones. You can't worry about fitting in with people. Stop trying to fit in with people and just be yourself, and the right people will accept you for who you are. You know, as some of you know, I am homeless and I don't have much family. I barely have any friends and I don't have anybody that I spend time with consistently at this time, but I feel more peaceful for the most part, and I feel more free. And I know, and I don't want you guys feeling sorry for me. This is just a part of my testimony. It's a part of my journey. There's a lot of things that have come to light that have been very hurtful, but as I like to say, the truth hurts sometimes, but the truth always sets you free if you let it. I'm embracing the opportunities that are coming my way from being away from the toxicity and from the abuse and the narcissism. People might get mad, you know, they might see that you are excelling. Be careful for people who try to come back into your life when they see that you're growing, you're flourishing, they see your success. Be careful with those people, okay? Be aware of people who only want to return into your life because they want to benefit from your success and your growth. Again, forgive everyone, but some people you have to love from a distance, because you can't take everybody with you where you're going, where God is taking you, where you're elevating. Some people are not going to be happy for you. They will not be happy for you. Some people might try to ruin opportunities for you. So be careful who you allow into your personal space, who you allow into your heart. And there's a saying that I like, and that is, don't return to the very people or the very person that God has delivered you from, that He has rescued you from. Remember why you had to let go of some people, and remember that our hearts can be deceptive, and no matter how lonely you get, remember why you had to separate in the first place, and make the wise decision to keep people at the distance that they belong. And remember that. I don't want to get attacked by mosquitoes. Woo! We're near the water. Let's go. Don't be afraid to stand out and be the difference. For instance, in my family, some of us were taught to save your best jewelry and your best clothing for special occasions. I decided not to do that. Why? My clothes were literally collecting dust. Literally collecting dust, okay? Sometimes some toxic families have like this pack mentality, this group think, so where they want everyone to kind of take the same paths and to be the same, but no, I want to be different. You know, I have my own path. For instance, and this is no shade to anyone, I mean this in the most positive way possible, but somebody asked me, what do you do? And I shared with them one of the things that I do is ministry. And so I have some people in my family tree who have had certain positions in the church. And so when I told them I'm in ministry, they said, oh, you're following in so-and-so's footsteps. Immediately, and I said this humbly, but I had to be honest. And I said, no, I'm following in my own footsteps. God gave me my own footsteps. You know, sometimes you have to make it clear that you are your own person. So anyways, I just had to talk about that because I never want anyone to look at me in such a way that is not true. Not that I was ever like belligerent or angry or bitter or anything like that. It's just that I've had my moments of anger. I've had my moments that I'm not proud of. But I worked on myself. I held myself accountable. I made sure that I healed. I went to God. I went to therapy. And, you know, I did this for myself, but also for my future family, my future husband, my future children. And now I'm ready, not just feeling ready, but I'm also prepared for that future life that God has in store for me. And I think that's a problem with a lot of the people from past generations. They didn't heal. And that's why I say these things with compassion and love, because I know that people, I'm not excusing toxic behavior. There's a difference between an excuse and a reason. They're not excused, but sometimes the reasons are past childhood trauma, so that they never healed from. And so that's why healing is important, because sometimes, whether you know it or not, anything unhealed can kind of spill into other people's lives. That's the problem that we've had. A lot of our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, aunts, uncles, older siblings, they didn't heal, and they tend to take those things out on other people, including us. So personally, for me, understanding that, it helps me to have more compassion and forgiveness in my heart for them, because I know that they were hurt too, and they are hurt people hurting other people. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that even unintentionally and not be aware. So healing is important, and I am now in a place in my life to where I can receive certain blessings that I would not have been able to receive before had I not understood the type of family I grew up in, and had I not understood that what I was experiencing was abuse, and had I not understood that I needed to understand so that I can heal and be free. And now I am freer than I've ever been in my life, and I'm on my way to being even more free, and I'm so happy about that, and I thank God for that. It's time for me to go. Too many mosquitoes. I don't like mosquitoes. And I'll see you guys when I get back to the place. Bye. Have to make a stop at Walmart. Gotta get me some paper plates. Go to the snacks. Gotta get some snacks. You know what? I want some more dehydrated strawberries. I'm gonna go for it. How disrespectful. It's not how you speak to a lady. Hello. Call me miss. Last time these strawberries were smaller and they put big ones in there, but I'm gonna get them anyways. Don't rain in my parade. In the baby section. Now I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna eat, and probably gonna exercise. Ladies, when God hides you, He hides you. And when He unhides you, oh boy, He unhides you. Whew, gotta use spiritual discernment. Gotta use it. Okay, guys, it is literally the next day because it's after midnight. I already ate my dinner and some fruit. This is not sponsored, but I wanted to share with you all, because some of you know that I like eating cereal at night sometimes. Not tonight because my stomach's not having it. But I wanted to share with you all some of my favorite cereals right now. The Morning Summit. This is good cereal, and actually it gives you a little energy. And it has almonds, and it has, of course, cereal flakes made with whole grains. It has pumpkin seeds. It has dried cranberries, and it has dried cherries. And it is so good. What I will say though, it's like gives you like when you like crunch it, like your jaws have to get used to it because it's really crunchy. Probably going to be a little chiseled. And then this is the Kirkland Ancient Grains. It has probiotics with Parmesan wheat, spelt almonds, quinoa, and amaranth, I think that is. But anyway, it's really good. It's funny, like when the wig starts slipping back. I don't hide, you know, that I wear a wig every once in a while now. I used to wear them all the time, as some of you know. But my hair is doing so great, and I prefer my natural hair. But this is fun too. Anyways, These are so tasty, so good. Probiotics are good for the gut, so it is Kirkland's signature, and now it's one of my signatures. Anyway, I'm going to prepare to wrap up my night. Which means I'm not going right to sleep. But after that, I'm going to go to bed. I need to start going to bed earlier. Interestingly enough, my DNA test from Ancestry actually said that I'm a night owl. How is that in my DNA? How? Because it is so true. Even when I was a baby, up all night and I slept in, but I try not to sleep in. But yeah, thank you all, because I'm rambling now. Thank you for spending the day with me. Until next time, do all things with love and gracefully. Bye bye. Loving my new hat. Ooh, see, trying to be cute. Should I wear it tilted next time?